I'm going to teach you the exact formula that solar companies don't want you to know. It's literally a secret on how they size the system in order to make sure you have all of the power needs that you want in order to eliminate your electricity bill. My name is Ben, this is the Minuteman Solar YouTube channel, and I also do consultations for people where I will design a system exactly to the needs that you have. And if you want to do something like that, you can email me to info@minutemansolar.com and we can get that figured out. But if you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know in order to figure out what size system you need. From there, we can find out exactly what equipment you need in order to reach the specs to be 100% self-reliant or reach your goal in whatever way that is. Not everybody wants to be 100% off-grid. Some people just want a small backup system. Some people just want to eliminate their bill but not have backup. Whatever your goal is, that's what we're going to talk about, how to make that happen. Before I did the solar for my own house, I did this formula in order to find out what kind of system that I needed, but I was also curious to know what a solar company would charge me to install that system. I have a whole other video dedicated on how I installed this system, but I do a head-to-head comparison there, and that system was going to cost me almost $140,000. For context, I have a little bit under 21 kilowatts of solar between my roof mount and my ground mount, have about 30 kilowatt hours of battery, and a 12 kilowatt inverter. I was able to install that whole system with paying some of my friends for help for about $40,000, all out the door, all out of my own pocket. So please don't believe this is sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I paid for everything here on my own. People literally pay hundreds of dollars to have a consultation, just like I'm going to give you right here. So if you follow these steps, you should be able to answer your question on your own. All I ask in return is if you choose to buy the equipment like I did, it would be a really big help if you use my links down below because they are affiliate links, and that's how I can earn a little bit from doing a video like this, helping you, and then you get savings by using the coupons in those links, and then I get a small reward for helping share this video with you. There are just a few steps necessary to find out exactly how much power you need from solar in order to completely eliminate your bill. That's the example we're going to go over right here. The first thing you need to do is find out how many solar peak hours you have in the month where you have the highest amount of energy usage. Here in Southeast Idaho, the majority of my power usage is in the winter because it's cold. Now you're going to get more sun during the summer than you would during the winter. So if your bill is higher during the winter, then your system is going to be sized for that, and it will easily cover your summer power needs as long as your summer power needs are less than your winter power needs. If it's vice versa, where your summer power needs are higher than your winter needs, it should still balance out to be the same size system that you need, but you can use this exact same formula to calculate what you need for summer and winter to make sure that those numbers are the same if you want to be extra sure. Either way, you just go with whichever system is bigger, and that's going to guarantee that you cover all of your power needs. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the NREL Solar Irradiance map. I'll have that link down below. It's not paid or anything like that, but that tells you every single month how many solar peak hours there are per day on average. A solar peak hour is when the sun is at its highest in the middle of the day and your solar panels are going to make the most amount of power. You're also going to need to look at the last 12 months of your electricity bill, and you're going to look for the month with the highest energy usage. In this example, I'm going to say that the energy usage is 1,500 kilowatt hours and that the average solar peak hours for that month is 5 hours a day. How we break this down is, let's say it's 1,500 kilowatt hours a month. I'm going to divide that by 30.4 because that's the average number of days in a month, but make sure you divide this number by the actual days in that month. I'm going to round this to 50 kilowatt hours for easy math. That means on average in a single day, it's about 2.1 kilowatt hours every hour. Ideally, you want your battery capacity to be equal to your 24-hour usage. In this scenario, I'd want 50 kilowatt hours of battery, but really the minimum battery capacity that you need is to get through a single night. Well, there's 24 hours in a day, 5 of those hours are going to be solar peak hours, and 4 hours are going to be solar shoulder hours. Basically, in the morning before we get into solar peak hours, your solar panels will still make power, just not full power. So there's 2 hours there, and then 5 hours of solar peak hours, and then 2 more hours in the evening where you're still making some power, but not full power. So that takes up 9 hours total in a day, but only 5 of that is peak hours. So 24 hours minus 9 equals 15 hours. So I need to have at least enough battery to get me through 15 hours of the solar panels not really doing much. Since we know I'm using about 2.1 kilowatt hours an hour, I'm going to multiply that by 15, and 31.5 is the bare minimum battery capacity that I need, that if the grid was down, I could still get through the night running everything like normal. Keep in mind, this is for self-sufficiency. If I stopped using as many things at night, then this number would go down because my usage would go down. So the minimum system is about 31 kilowatt hours, but a comfortable system is about 50 kilowatt hours of battery. But we need to be able to recharge that in a single day. So I'm going to take the 31.5 and divide that by the 5 solar peak hours in that day, which tells me that I need 6.3 kilowatts of solar. But that's not all, because we know 2.1 kilowatts is going to be running all of our equipment in the house. So we have to add back that 2.1, which gives us a real total of 8.4 kilowatts of solar, which is about 21 solar panels if they're 400 watts, in order to run everything like normal. But then we also have to factor in efficiencies. Because we're dealing with DC power and converting from DC to AC and so on, there are efficiency losses. I like to do a 20% efficiency loss to make sure that everything is actually accounted for, but depending on how you style your system, it could be as low as 7% or even only 15%. So all I'm gonna do here is take 8.4 and multiply it by 1.2 to add in 20% efficiency loss, and that gets me to 10.1 kilowatts. That's how much solar that I need. If I do that every sunny day, I'll have a very good chance of recharging my 31.5 kilowatt hour battery capacity while still running my house. And that's the equation. I know how much battery I need, I know how much solar I need, and then the only thing you have to consider for the inverters is what are you running at one time. If you're charging an electric vehicle like this is going to use 12 kilowatts or 12,000 watts at one given time, and most inverters, big powerful ones, will run 12,000 watts. So if I know I'm going to be charging something like this, then I'm going to need more than one inverter in order to run the 12 kilowatt load plus the rest of the house. Same thing if I'm running a crypto miner like a Bitcoin miner. This is going to use about 3.2 to 3.5 kilowatts constantly. I would need to factor that to make sure that the rest of my house is going to be under 12 kilowatts, because that's the maximum output of the inverter. So as long as I'm below 12 kilowatts, then I'd probably just get a 12 kilowatt inverter. But if I'm EV charging and running the crypto and an electric water heater and an electric dryer and an electric range, all of that builds up really fast. You might need 3 or 4 inverters just to be able to handle the loads of what you're trying to run. Obviously, if you have that much power you're going to use, you're going to be well above 1,500 kilowatt hours a month. My rule of thumb is that anything 2,000 kilowatt hours or less per month, you can actually build a solar generator system that's mobile and can move with you if you needed to. But if you're above 2,000 kilowatt hours a month, you're going to need to do a system that can be hardwired to the house and ideally connect with the grid, so that way your excess energy can be stored as credits and given back to you in the evening or whenever you need them. It's perfectly fine if this is still Greek to you. You don't have to understand this. This formula I use every single day to help people find out what systems they need. And if you want me to figure that out for you, I've actually never once done a consultation where the cost of the consultation wasn't recovered in savings in finding the right system. That includes finding the roof rack system or the ground mount system, what type of battery, what type of inverter. All of that I figure out for you by doing a consultation, and if you want that, I can do that for you. Just shoot me an email to info@minutemansolar.com and we can schedule a time to do that. Just like if you were doing this on your own, I would need to know your address, the kilowatt hour usage for every month that you've had for the last year, what your overall goal is, because this can be different for everybody. Some people just want to charge an EV. Some people want 100% self-sufficiency without ever needing the grid. Other people just want to lower their electricity bill and don't care for backup power. Identify what your goal is, and then fourth, what is your realistic budget? I'm always going to look for the most affordable system to accomplish your goal, but you cannot build a $50,000 system on a $5,000 budget. It's just not possible. Or if you want to do it for free, use this formula from this video and use the links down below. I pretty much buy all of my stuff from Signature Solar. They have insane good customer service. Just the other day, I was actually out at a consultation for someone locally where they had some other equipment that they didn't buy from Signature Solar. I called Signature Solar and they helped resolve those issues. I'm not recommending that you do that. Obviously, support the channels that are giving you the support, but I'm just saying their customer service is truly unmatched in my opinion. So by using the links down below, there'll be any available coupon codes with that. And I'm always looking to see what is the best and most affordable system to help people reach their goals. Now, if you want to see the step-by-step process that I did in order to build my own system, I'm going to put that video right here. And if you found this helpful, I mean, if you made it to the end of this video, you're likely going to like the other videos that I make. So just go ahead and click the subscribe button and smash the like. Appreciate you guys. See you all in the next one.